Welcome back to the Core Cars News Tech Lab. Today we're taking a look at 10 brand new Roku channels for October 2018. This is some of the best new Roku channels available right now on Roku TVs and players. Hopefully something on this list jumps out at you, makes you try something you may not have known about before. If you have a suggestion, leave us a comment. Let us know about a new Roku channel from the official Roku Channel store that you would like us to feature in the future. First though, hey, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Every week we're posting videos all about the world of cord cutting, reviews, how-to guides, tips, tricks, and even a weekly Q&A where we answer your cord cutting questions every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. But first, let's jump into the new Roku channels of October 2018. The first one is DC Universe. Now, just to be clear, these are in no particular order, just the random order they show up when I update my Roku. DC Universe is a subscription service from DC. Not only has new movies and TV shows, but also includes back catalogs of classic comic books, and of course, though, TV shows and more. Batman the Animated Series, the remastered version, Young Justice, Supergirl, and more. You even have movies down here like Batman Begins, right here, The Dark Knight, Superman, the movie, Superman 2, and more. It is a subscription service. I'll put a link to all this down in the show notes so you can check it out if you're interested. But if you're a hardcore DC comic fan, this is probably the service for you. They even have shorts in here and more. Let's keep on going. Next up with this is NASCAR. Now, if you are new or not a NASCAR fan, you may want to skip this. But if you are a NASCAR fan, this is a pretty cool service on your Roku that brings a ton of NASCAR content to your Roku. And it's all free, supported here. A lot clips, highlights, and more from the NASCAR website, now available on your Roku through your big TV. So check it out. They even have full shows, recaps, interviews, and more, on top of some of the best clips and highlights from recent races. Next up is Canopy. Now, this one is really cool. I want to take a moment and really talk about this one. If you live by a public library, and most people reading this or watching this are, you should check out Canopy or Hoopla Digital. I'll cover that one in a minute. With them, you are able to stream movies and TV shows for free to your Roku and other devices because your library card. What you need to do with these is have a library card. And some libraries use Canopy, some of them use Hoopla Digital. It doesn't matter, but it gives you free movies and TV shows. Let's take a look at what's included here. With it, as you can see, tons of big name movies, documentaries, current affairs, staff picks here. And it really is a mixture of different things. Let's keep on going. Paramount Pictures are in here, World Cinema. A lot of PBS content can be found on Canopy, which is pretty cool. Horror films, so Halloween's coming up when I'm recording this. You see they have a Night of the Living Dead and more in here. So really cool, including stuff from many festivals are often popping up on here and more. So again, it's free. You're paying for it with your library card. And if you're not using it, I highly recommend check it out. Honestly, your public library is a great resource for cord cutting. They have DVDs, VHSs, I think a few of them still will have, but many of them now have these streaming services, whether it be Canopy or something like Hoopla Digital, and now they have apps on Roku Player, so check it out. Next up, it's October. It's getting cold, and Thanksgiving's around the corner, Christmas is around the corner. What better way to do that than have a fireplace on your TV? The Fireplace.tv Roku channel is great, has quite a few different fireplaces to pick from. They got ones with music, they got ones without music. Here's an 8-hour one and more. And then they got, again, different Christmas themed ones here recently added. So check it out. If you want this may not be for everybody, but if you're somebody who likes having fireplaces, you open Christmas presents or have people over, this is not a bad option to check that out on, is Fireplace TV for your Roku. Next up is My Tuner. Now this is a radio one. There are other radio apps on Roku's, including iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and more. My Tuner is one of the newer ones, and it's pretty cool because it also includes podcasts on here. You get favorite stuff and play. So you see a selection of different radio stations here. Let me go here. Here we go. And here you got a ton of different ones out there. Oh, it doesn't want to, there it goes. So you can check out everything that's out there. It does seem to try to geolocate you at all. So there's no like, hey, here's what's near you, like what iHeartRadio or TuneIn will do. But it is kind of cool. You can find some of the big ones in the area. Let's launch podcasts real quick. You can see a ton of the different podcasts out there currently available with it. And of course, you have the search features. So you can search for a particular station or podcast if you want to listen to it. This is a great option if you don't like iHeartRadio or you don't like TuneIn. Check out MyTuner. Next one is ESPN. You're probably saying, Luke, the ESPN app's been on Roku for a while. Why feature that? Well, very simple. Is ESPN Plus. Now, I've talked about ESPN Plus in other videos, but I've never featured ESPN Plus in one of our What's New sections. So I thought this was, with football happening and more sports being added to ESPN Plus, I thought this was a great time to talk about it. So right off the bat, go into ESPN Plus here, and this is content only available through ESPN Plus for $5.99, I think it is, about $5 a month. And they have a ton of tennis games, a ton of college football games. They just struck a deal to bring PGA, more PGA golf to it. They also have documentaries, 30 for 30s in here. You can see upcoming hockey games. Now these are ones included with ESPN Plus that you can watch here. If you are an ESPN Plus subscriber, Saturday at 9 p.m., Sunday at 6, and more as NHL hockey gets underway. Every Major League Soccer in the United States is included with ESPN Plus now. And down here, you have a lot of football. So you see Patriot League stuff. You have MAC football in here. A lot of this stuff that used to be on ESPN3 is now sadly behind a paywall. But hey, if you're a MAC fan, $5 a month and you get a ton of your games. You know, Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, Central Michigan. These are not small games. Appalachian State is included in here, so from the Sun Belt and more. Appalachian State's in the Sun Belt, I'm pretty sure. Somebody's going to tell me I got that wrong. But yeah, so ESPN Plus is a brand new service-ish, but one I've never featured here. Hey, Christmas is almost here, and if you're like me, it's never quite too early to get in Christmas spirit. North Pole Network is actually out of Finland, and it's a lot of fun. They have their North Pole kind of set up there, and you got all these messages from Santa where they can, the kids can watch them. I tend to do this with my daughter this year, and you can see, you know, Santa getting ready for Christmas and different things here. Santa in a concert and more. So tons and tons of different stuff out of Finland. Mrs. Claus. If your kids want to check that out, that's a lot of fun. Advent calendar looks like, and different stuff included. North Pole Network is what this is called. 100% free. Check it out. It's kind of just a fun thing as Christmas comes. If you're like me, you love space. Love all things space. And now NASA has a new 4K Roku channel here with HDR. So with this, they do have a live stream here of different stuff. They have different shows on here in 4K HDR. Well, about not only about space, but different things like Operation Iceberg down here. A little thing about Mars, the moon, Apollo 11, and more. So check that out. That is another one called NASA Footage, 4K HDR with it included. Hey, you can never have too much classic content. So Classic Movies and TV Shows is a new Roku channel with a ton of public, open, free content out there. And they got stuff like Bonanza. Some of it is, some of it's not. There's some crazy stuff in here like Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, The Hurricane Express. These are just classic movies, miniseries, TV shows. There really is a large collection of them. Santa and the Three Bears. It seems to be very heavy right now on holiday stuff, probably as they get close or to the holidays, we'll see even more. Undersea Kingdom, if anybody remembers that. Go for broke, more and more movies and TV shows with it. Highly recommend you check if you just like some of the older public source stuff. It does seem like they have some licensed content in here. And again, it's called Classic Movies and TV Shows. All right, number 10, Hoopla. Now, I earlier talked about a Roku channel works with your public library, allows you to watch movies and TV shows with that. Here is the other one between Canopy and Hoopla, most public libraries will offer one or the other. And here you can go in here and again, watch movies and TV shows. They even got some great stuff like Hamilton off Broadway, Legally Blonde, feature content right here. Let me scroll through here, give you an idea of some of the different stuff currently included. And a lot of Disney stuff has been showing up on here. They have a great relationship with that. Right there's more. Let's jump over to the TV shows. That's been movies. So right here, TV, a lot of Nickelodeon. So if you have kids, check out the Nickelodeon lineup on here. A lot of PBS stuff is included and more. The classics like Dick Van Dyke shows in here and more. With this, one thing to remember, A&E Network also recently added Sesame Street is on here now. Even Great Courses, which is, I mean, really great. If you want to learn something new, the Great Courses is something to check out with it. Now, one thing to remember here is it's a library. And how this works is with all these services, so you get a set number of things you can check out. And one checkout could be an entire CD, so an entire album worth of music, because this also includes music and audiobooks. So you can borrow a movie, you can borrow a season of TV shows. So I can say, hey, I want to borrow this entire one here for 1 credit. Algebra 1, I want to learn about my algebra. Not something that I really want to go back to, but it's an option. You can borrow all that. Now you may get 10. You may get 5 ones out a month, depends on your library how much they pay. But with that, you could say, hey, I want to borrow this entire season, and I can go and get this entire season, all the episodes for this show from Acorn TV, and more with it, and that counts as one. So it's not like you're watching 10 TV episodes. You may be limited to 10 TV seasons or 5 seasons and 5 movies in a month. But these are great movies, TV shows, 100% free included. And once you borrow it, you can keep it for a while and keep watching it. So like a season, you can borrow an entire season of Paw Patrol. Your kids can watch that for the entire month and have it count as one borrow on it. So just keep that in mind. There are some limitations. So visit your local library, ask them, hey, do you offer Canopy or do you offer Hoopla streaming? They will. Hoopla recently launched a Echo one, so you can say, hey, Alexa, play my audiobook or play my music from Hoopla. And whatever CDs or audiobooks you borrow from your local library, through that will play through your Echo, through your phone. And then on your Roku, you can get their movies and TV shows on your TV. So highly recommend you check it out if you haven't. But right there, it's my top 10 brand new Roku channels. So real quick to go over them all again. DC Universe, subscription one, NASCAR, Canopy, one of the 2 that work with your local libraries. Fireplace TV, because we all have a nice fireplace in the holidays. My Tuner for radio. Espn Plus, which includes a ton of football right now and more. North Pole, get those kids ready for the holidays with a ton of Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus videos. NASA 4K HDR, a great one if you like all kinds of scientific content and great 4K HDR. Classic movies and TV shows for a ton of older movies, and Hoopla Digital, the other service that works with your local library. But hey, you're saying, how do I get all these? Go over to your menu. Right over here it says streaming channels. So you click on that, it will launch the Roku Channel store. Most of these can be found in the new and notable, like right here is DC Universe and more. Or you can just go in here and type and do a search for instance, Hoopla. Right here. It already has it. Hoopla right here. I can go launch it and find it. So that's how you can add these. If you have a Roku channel you want to suggest, leave me a comment, hit that thumbs up. It really does help us. And hopefully something in this list jumped your curiosity and helps you find some new services to try out for your Roku player. I will be doing a Fire TV and an Apple TV one of these later this month. So check back for more recommendations on new services for different devices. Thank you for watching, and of course, please subscribe.